Hello friends, welcome to Grief is Good Live. We have a very special show tonight because tomorrow is a very special day. Across the country, people will be coming together to show their support for Children's Grief Awareness Day. Now, a child's grief can change drastically based on the support or lack of support they receive from adults, their school, and friends. Did I miss anything?
No, you didn't.
Okay, good. Now, you can make an incredible impact just by creating a supportive environment and acknowledging the fact that they're grieving. And according to statisticians, 1 in 7 kids will be affected by the death of a parent or sibling, and 90% of kids will experience some form of grief before the age of 20. So the data is there to show us that this is an important issue. And lucky for us, we have some real life experts. Welcome to Jordan and Shivani and Nate and Milena, our good grief communications guru. But before we start talking about tomorrow, I would love for us to talk about, tell us your name, your age, and tell us something special about the person who died. Who wants to go first?
I do.
Okay.
I love going first. My name's Nate. My age is 13. And something special about my mom who passed away is that she was nocturnal, essentially. She slept during the day and was always awake at night. It was hilarious. I always found that weird, but yeah.
So your mom was a total night owl? All right. All right.
Yes.
Who next?
Okay, I'm Shivani. I'm 15 years old, and my mother passed away from breast cancer. Something special about my mother is that she is a really outgoing person, and I really like that about her because even though she was battling this disease, she was ready to help anybody in need, and I really admire that about her.
So even though she was struggling, she was taking care of other people. Mm-hmm. That's pretty special, huh? And I love your T-shirt. Everybody out there can see that.
It's not Halloween.
Thanks, you.
My name's Jordan. I'm 13, and something special about my dad is that he just worked very hard at his job and just took care of me and my little sister.
He's a super hard worker. Are you a hard worker at anything in life?
No. Only if I feel like it.
Only if you feel like it. All right, but you appreciate a good, hard-working person because you saw that in your dad.
Yeah.
So, guys, help everybody who's watching understand what's hard about being a grieving kid. What's the hard stuff?
So one of the hard things is that people normally tend to forget that they might have a lot of friends, and they normally they don't normally. If they're a loyal friend, they'll never forget. But some kids that might make a joke about someone that you lost, and you tell them, but next week they might even forget. And it really annoys me that they wouldn't remember something like that.
So because they don't have to live with it, they may not really remember. And I remember you once telling me something about mama jokes, right? Like, is that a good example of that?
Yeah.
So people make mama jokes. I guess that's what 13-year-olds do. And you're like, hey, my mom died.
And sometimes they don't even believe me, which is worse. And I tell them she passed away November 13, 2013, and they're like, I don't believe you still.
Really?
Talk about carrying an obituary.
Yeah. And what about you guys? What's hard about being a grieving kid?
The fact that sometimes you don't know how to express your grief in a positive or proper way. And sometimes, like, when you grieve, it sort of hurts people around you. I don't like that. So
when you're experiencing it, other people are responding in ways that they feel hurt too because they see you're hurting. So they're having an empathic response. So you have to worry about hurting other people when you're hurting.
Just like people coming up to you and just asking like what happened and how it happened and everything that was just going on and how you're feeling. Like sometimes you don't want to talk about it, and they just keep mentioning it, so it's kind of hard.
And I would imagine that it's also hard at school and hard even grieving within your families. So do you guys have any examples of what's hard in those instances?
Sometimes they might not understand you. I mean, they might have lost, like my mom, my dad understood me, but not as much. I mean, you knew her for longer, and it's harder the longer you know the person. But my dad, I love him, but he didn't quite understand in the beginning, but now he understands completely.
So you all can lose the same person in a family and experience that totally differently, right? So you may not even understand each other.
I bottled up my emotions, and that's a terrible thing to do.
So you've learned that bottling up is not helpful.
No.
And what about you, Shivani and Jordan?
For me, what was hard at first was that I didn't cry when my mom passed away. I did, but not in person. Like, I didn't do it in front of my family because I was just trying to like make sure everyone was okay. Because that's kind of what my mom did. So, and then they came up to me and was like, "You don't feel anything. Why don't you care?" And I was like, "I do care." And that kind of made me feel hurt because I lost somebody and so did they lost the same person.
Yeah.
They just didn't understand that I was grieving in a different way.
So even though you're hurting deeply, if people can't see that, they don't realize it and they think you're not, which is going to be confusing for other people too, and then confusing for you because then you're getting mixed messages, it sounds like. And you're the oldest in the house too, so then you had to take care of your little brother. Wow. It's a lot of pressure. How about you, Jordan?
It's kind of the same as Shivani, because like when I first heard about it, like I cried at first, and then I kind of just like went quiet and like I didn't cry anymore. And my mom and like my family and everyone were kind of just confused because like they think that I'd be grieving the most about it, but I wasn't, and I was kind of confused myself. I just like froze and just went quiet.
So there are all of these big shock. Yeah, there are all these big, hard, and heavy feelings you guys carry around and find different ways to express, or maybe other people don't even see how you express them. So there's all this hard stuff that you have to live with every day. So I'm wondering, what was it like, if you remember on day number 1, walking into Good Grief and being surrounded by people who totally understand because they're dealing with the same stuff. Do you remember that first time or those first few times?
I remember. I walked in there and I was like, I think I'm going to make some good friends. I made some good friends like Jordan. Sorry. Sorry, Mom. You weren't in the same thing, so
You're in different
You were in
groups.
different groups.
It's not personal.
Yeah, she used to be in the group, but then she got moved down.
I am friends with your brother. He is nice.
I love it. So do you guys remember that first time?
Yeah, I kind of do. It's been a while. Like I was kind of like shy and like kind of confused because like it's kind of weird seeing someone else that has been going through the same thing, and it's just like kind of weird because like you don't know what to say or like what to do, but then like after like you keep coming back and stuff and like talking more, you get more friends and it's really fun.
Yeah, you're talking about stuff you can't talk about elsewhere, right? And that's interesting because one of the things I know that everybody learns at Good Grief is how to advocate for themselves, right? Even thinking about your story, Shivani, and people not necessarily understanding you. Can you think of an example where you've learned or where you have advocated for yourself because of what you've learned at Good Grief?
Can you explain advocating?
Oh man, Shivani, help me. So like when you've been in a difficult situation and trying to figure out, hey, I need to take care of myself, or like for example when they were telling you the yo mama jokes, right? When you kept having to face that, how did you learn how to face that every time and not just run away and be frustrated with those people?
I got into a system because it happens so often.
So you learn how to adapt to that environment.
They'd say your mama joke, I'd say, my mom said she died, etc., etc. And they'd be like, no way. And I'd be like, she did. You know, and they're like, I don't believe you. And I said, I don't care if you don't believe me.
Because you know who you are and your story and you own it. Yeah, I think that's a self-advocacy and it's a little bit of self-compassion and self-support. So what about an instance where somebody has surprised you in the ways in which they've been helpful, or even you surprised yourself in how you've been helpful to somebody else? Tell everybody, what does it look like to be helpful?
I have something to say.
Yeah.
I'm a Girl Scout, so as Girl Scouts, we do different projects for the community to give back, and I took my experience at Good Grief and with the loss of my mom to make a children's resource center for the kids at the hospital when she passed away. So like there's a whole bookshelf and toys and everything for the kids to use while they wait and everything. And it's really important to me because it's my way of giving back and using my grief as a jumpstart.
So doing something good for your mom
Yeah.
was healing for you
Mm-hmm.
and a positive experience. Isn't that something special that when we have these bad things happen, we can do good in the world, and that helps us cope with that hard and difficult
Another
stuff?
thing
Yeah.
I would like to say something as well, because I always say things.
That's true.
Thinking of what Shivani said, I always sort of use my emotions into like one thing. Like if my dad wanted me to play football, I'd like. but while I play, like one time I got 40 in a row I caught, and I was just really angry because I didn't want to play football. He's like, that was amazing. I was like, yeah, it was.
Well, you have a lot of energy, right? And you throw your energy into everything that you care about or dislike too, right?
Throw is a definitely good word.
Throw is a good word? Okay, glad I got that word right.
I do the exact same thing.
Put all your energy into something?
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
What about you?
Well, yeah, like, so me and one of my friends, we've been helping out each other for a while because he's lost somebody, or two people in his life, and I've lost plenty of people in my life. So, like, we help each other through it because, like, we both were very depressed about it, and, like, people weren't making it very easy on us. So we were both there to, like, contact each other, and whenever we needed each other, we both helped each other out.
So you knew what support looked like and how good it felt,
Mhm.
and so you reached out to somebody in need. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So if you had to boil down good grief to one word, what would that one word be?
I'd say hope.
Hope. It's a good one.
Raising be for a new future.
I'd say helpful.
Hope for a new future.
I'd say helpful.
Helpful.
I'd say family.
Yeah, because you feel
That's a
like
good one.
that's a good
I
one.
like
I
my
love it.
mother.
So hopeful, family, helpful. When you look back when your dad and your mom died and who you were then, and then today, where you are today, how are you guys different? How have you seen that you've grown or changed?
I sort of feel, not to be like a bummer, but I sort of feel like I was ignorant to think that something could last forever. But now I know that not everything lasts forever, but you have to make the most of it.
Mm-hmm. So you saw behind the curtains and that some really hard stuff in life.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now you've been exposed to that. And yet you're still hopeful.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. What about you guys?
I kind of learned that I'm more outgoing like my mom was, because I kind of like grew into a leader and I kind of like helped everybody out around me when we were all going through the same thing. And I actually think one of the biggest things I've actually done that shows me as a leader was when I took over my mom's team as for breast cancer through Making Strides. And the year she passed away, I worked with my friends and we raised more than $3,000 for the cause.
Wow.
And that was like 2 months of work for all of that, and it kind of showed how much I can put my energy into work and do things like that.
Well, I think when you described who your mom was, and then now the stuff that you do, that you looks like you have a lot of her attributes.
Yeah.
And you do a lot of hard, good work for other people, even though you got a lot of stuff going on in your life too.
I just became like very shy and less talkative, but like after like getting people to like understand it, I'm getting back to talkative and not being as shy anymore. So
Yeah.
and like I'm very helpful with people.
So it sounds like you feel a lot more comfortable.
Mhm.
Yeah. With your stuff. So these are all, I am so grateful that you guys are sharing all this stuff with us. And I think hopefully it helps all of you out there understand why tomorrow is so important and why it's so important for us to raise awareness. And that's why we have our communications guru here at Good Grief, Millennial, with us to tell us how you can actually do some important things tomorrow to raise that awareness.
Hey guys, so our grief experts just showed how important it is to support grieving kids. And tomorrow is our chance to show grieving kids across the country that they have hundreds and thousands of people that support them. Will you guys help me get everyone to tell them what they can do tomorrow? All right. Number 1, go to our website and click on the Children's Grief Awareness Day pop-up, and that will take you to our other page, which will give you everything that you need. Number 2, show your support. Wear blue tomorrow. Print out a support sign, and post a picture on your social media with the hashtag CGADGG and Children Grief. And number 3, most importantly, spread the word. Share this video, share a post, Good Grief's post tomorrow, and share your personal story throughout the day. Back to you, Chuck.
Thank you. Thanks for giving us some concrete examples of what we can do. And so many thanks to these amazing kids, Jordan, Shivani, and Nate, my special friends. We hope that you were inspired by what you heard today and that you will join this national movement. Visit our website, share this video, and tell your story so that you can help us continue to put the good in grief.
Yay!
Yeah.